Hi, I'm Ashley McDonald.
And I'm Kirsten Spradlin, and today we'll be showing you how to set up a gel chromatography using Cephidex G50 gel and running a protein mixture through the gel to separate its contents.
To start off, you will obtain a chromatography column and place it within the clamp that is attached to a ring stand. Then we will add the Cephidex G50 gel mixture, which needs to be stirred with a stir rod to mix the gel and buffer to begin to pour into the column. Make sure the column is closed in the horizontal orientation before performing this. Once the gel mixture is added, wait for the separation of the buffer and gel to occur and then open the column to allow the buffer to drain and pack the gel into the column. Make sure that the buffer never falls below the gel. In other words, make sure there is always a little bit of buffer above the gel so the gel does not dry out. Continue adding in the gel mixture into the column and measuring the height of the gel until the height no longer changes and is around 15 to 19 centimeters. Ours measured to be 17.4 centimeters. Then using a phosphate buffer, run it through the column at least 3 times to make sure the gel is packed well and the height doesn't change. After this, you will put the lid on the column and set it aside for 24 hours.
Once the gel reaches the desired length and the height no longer changes, the sample protein mixture is ready to be dispensed and run through the gel. Using a 100 to 1,000 microliter micropipette, calibrate it to 400 microliters and dispense it to the top of the column above the gel. Place a 10 milliliter graduated cylinder under the column and open the stopper in the vertical orientation, and the separation process will begin. The separations of 3 different colors will be seen and correlated with 3 different proteins in the mixture: blue dextran in blue, flavin mononucleotide in yellow, and myoglobin in tan/red. Due to the composition of the gel containing beads, the contents in the mixture that have a larger mass will be able to flow through the gel at a faster rate than the others, that is, blue dextran, while the content with a smaller mass must navigate through the beads in the gel, taking longer to move through the gel, like flavin mononucleotide. Make sure to continually add the phosphate buffer to the top of the gel via a micropipette, not being set to any specific amount, just enough to be able to dispense to cover the gel. Adding the buffer not only helps prevent the drying of the gel, but also to push the sample mixture through the column. In addition to adding the phosphate buffer, it is also important to continually remeasure the height of the gel column through the experiment to make sure that the column's height stays constant. As if there are dimensional changes, it must be noted, as it will affect the calculations at the end. Once the first drop of each content of the gel is dispensed, the volume via the graduated cylinder will be read and recorded for further calculations to find the KD.
Once all the sample protein mixture has been fully filtered through the column, the gel will be dispersed back into the beaker that contained it previously. To do this, you will use a micropipette calibrated to at least 100 microliters and pump buffer into the bottom of the column, pushing the gel out into the beaker. The column can be washed using deionized water and placed out to dry.